All right, y'all, good morning and welcome in. It's John from Pro Craps on Casino Gaming TV. It is the coffee run, and the first part of the coffee run, as you know, is now the Yolo session. So if you got here early, you get to see me sweat a little bit, and here we go. Here's our bankroll that we have now for the Yolo. We start with 64 bucks, and every day I just go all in, right? It's a rail dump every single day. I think we're on day 7 now. I keep saying I should go back. Maybe I'll go back and pull all the highlights out of this thing, but here we go. Today we're gonna go, I think we have enough money now to go inside 220. I think we can go 50, 60, 60, 50. I think we can go 220 inside. Yeah, and then a quarter on the 4 and 10. So we're 220 inside, we're a quarter, 4 and 10. We're 270 across, which is really cool. And we'll put the $4 here on the horn. I'll put it here on the horn high so you can see it, but it's actually a regular horn bet. And that's our all-in today. So everything here should pay well. 4 and 10 will pay 50. The rest of it will pay 70 bucks. And let's get that one roll, man. Let's get that one roll in and see if we can't do it. Notice how I walked around the table. So you don't have to see my big fat head. Here we go. Now you're gonna see it as I lean in. Let's get that dice set going. 6-5 on the bottom, and we'll do a little 2-1 on top. And here we go. Here we go. One shot. One shot today. Let's do it. Dice are out. It's a 6 and a 5. It's a yo. I know the white die went all the way up the side of the table. There it is. I'm going to swipe it on up here. So our stupid horn bet's what pays today, which kind of sucks. So on the horn, we're going to lose 3 of these things, and we're going to win a whopping 15 bucks today. And that's just how it works sometimes, right? We only get 15 bucks out of the day. We didn't get a box number to hit, but that's it. It's one roll. That's all I get. So today was kind of a sort of a day. We'll just drop all this on like the 10 or something tomorrow and have that be our play. So there's your YOLO. I'll clean those chips up here as we go throughout the show. But let's get seated here and do our thing. Good morning. Let's get the camera to swing around there. Good morning, Dr. S. Never let him see me sweat. The problem, Dr. S, is that I'm bald, and that's when there's no hiding from it. Right, I always joke about this, like, you know what I mean? Like, my wife is always worried, like, if it's hot outside, she's like, can you see that I'm sweating? And I'm like, honey, you got hair. Like, when I sweat, there's no running from it. Right, Ian? When you're bald, the whole world can see it, right? And if you're nervous at a craps table, it's like people can tell, right? Wear a wig, he says. Yeah. One of these days, I'll do it. One of these days, I'll wear a wig. It says up 82. Oh, does it really? Let me go take a look at that. Let me go see what's on there. DPC bet. I really should. Yeah. I got to update that. Good call. Good call. Thanks for that. Yeah, the problem is I wish, like, I'm such a nerd, right? It's like, I like to have the screens looking right, but a lot of this stuff is hard to automate, right? I wish there was a way to automate, like that thing could pull data from somewhere and just show the right thing on screen. That'd be fantastic. One of these days, that'll be a thing. But yeah, for now, I got to keep on remembering every morning to do it. I will go back. I'll go back and I'll watch the last, 6 shows, and I'll write the totals down for the results from each day, and I'll update that screen, and I'll put a little summary screen up. Maybe I'll start the show with a summary screen to kind of show where we are. I don't know. Yeah, and I can do it in Excel formula, but the problem is getting it to pull on screen automatically. Like, there's no way for the software that I use for the show to pull that from the spreadsheet and just show it automatically in the morning. So if I don't remember to go in and change it, you don't see it. The same thing with the Daily Paycheck stuff, right? The Daily Paycheck stuff, you don't see that either, right? Unless I go in there and physically add all the numbers up or change the screen. Technology is almost there. It's cool, but it's not quite perfect yet. Anyway, reminder of the day here, right? Remember, everything we say, take with a grain of salt, right? We're all a bunch of content providers, right? We're all just out here with our craps tables in our houses or in our garages or wherever they happen to be, in our man caves, and we're giving you our wisdom from our years of experience playing and throwing and everything else. But caution, right? Don't just go take what you see and run to the casino with it, right? Take what we do, practice it, see how it feels. That's why Crapsy's there, right? Use Crapsy to kind of see if you like a way a certain thing plays. But remember, every time you go out, right, have your goal. Make sure your bankroll supports your goal. I know Dr. S does a little bit of a negative progression, right? But he's got the bankroll to do it, right? That way works if you have the bankroll, right? If you don't have the bankroll, you can't play that way. So remember that, like when you see something cool, like, can I actually do that? You know, I'm gonna show you something today that I'm gonna play it at the $5,000 level because that's what my daily paycheck bankroll is, right? But you can play it, the lowest level you can really play it at is $1,000. You need $1,000 to buy in to play what I'm gonna show you today. It's a great strategy, but you can't just go out there and say, that's cool, I'm gonna go out there and run that with your $300 or $500. You just can't, right? So make sure you keep all that in mind. Bankroll and strategy combine to hit that goal, right? And temper it all with your appetite for risk, okay? Here we go. Let's get into the show for today. We're gonna do a little bit of DI talk, very, very little, just because I like to respond to things I see the day before. Yesterday I responded to a call out. Today I'm gonna respond a little bit to G. Quick announcement that I had the yesterday's meeting while we were late for the show yesterday was I met with my group at Premier Hosting. And as you know, I'm a sub rep with them, which means I'm not really a casino host, but I'm training to be one. I have my fingers in every pot. I'm like doing I'm going to be a dealer. I'm learning how to teach dealing. I'm learning with David. We're doing webinars and all these I got my hands in like 15 cookie jars. But anyway, the hosting thing, my role in that is to kind of get people interested in using us as a hosting company and get people interested in doing the big things that we do, like cruising. We have our full cruising calendar for 2026 already ready. So it takes a lot of work to get folks on a cruise. So if you're thinking about cruising next year, let me know. I'll get you hooked up with Don and Michael Feldman or Eric Hazel, and we'll get you on the group and get you kind of figured out where you want to go and all that kind of stuff. So cruises are fun. They're really, it's 3 or 6 days of straight play. I mean, they're just awesome. So if you haven't done one, they're awesome. I'm doing a cruise here in July with my mom. My mom's 82, so we're going to take her on a cruise to Alaska. She's never been. She's only been to Washington once. She's been here twice. She came to Washington when I got married, and she came to Washington when I died, and that was it. That's the 2 times she's been here. This time it's going to be for a fun time. We're going to go to Alaska and do the Alaskan cruise. So anyway, what else is happening here? Humpday Hybrid today. We're going to do the duck and cover, the new version. I put Jacob style because I might run it once, Jacob style. It is hump day, and it is a hybrid strategy day. I always run my daily paycheck on Wednesdays as a hybrid. I don't really want to, I want to run this one right side only just because it's a right side strategy. I may throw a little Jacob in there just to kind of check the box that I did hybrid today, but in reality, the new duck and cover that I'm going to show you is a hybrid. It's a hybrid of sort of GM Spin from Casino Quest, their squeeze play, and my duck and cover, which I actually modified off of Uncle Mel's staying alive strategy. So you have like Uncle Mel, John, I modified his, Casino Quest modified mine. It's kind of a hybrid of all of our favorite ways, and I think you'll like it when you see what they did to it. It's very cool. They put a video out last night, so I feel like I can probably talk about it. And speaking of that, tonight we have our David versus John. Our David versus John show tonight at 6 o'clock. We did our first one last week, which I think was okay. Again, it's hard. I said this before. It's hard technically to get that show right because David's at his craps table and he can see the craps table. He can hear me in his earphone, but that's it. Dennis is at the craps table and he can kind of see me, but the computer is far away from him. So there's no cueing for who can talk when. There's no way for us to have a conversation. We're just working off our earpieces. So it's a little choppy. We're probably not going to run a crapsy tonight. I think that's kind of a bad idea. We're just going to roll it out. We'll do the duck and cover thing, and we'll try and banter back and forth best we can. Again, as we watch the show, watch it for. Do me a favor. Do me a personal favor. You ever see the Seinfeld? Take the pen. Take the pen. Do me a personal favor, and I want you to watch the show tonight from my channel. Right? We're going to do it on Casino Quest channel and on our channel. We're going to do a dual stream. People who watch on Casino Quest channel already know David. They don't know me. They're learning who I am. You guys know me, and you know David. I'd like for you to take on this show. If you watch it on my channel tonight, watch it through the lens of my team. Team John. Tell me how we can do better. What's the format? Does it work? Like, be my editors. Watch it for the content. It's going to be fun. But also help me a little bit, be my eyes and ears. Like, this could work better if you did X, Y, Z. We're trying to figure it out, right? It's hard to do this across Zoom, right? We'll do it in person a couple times when I'm there, but it's definitely difficult. And we want to make this show fun because David's got a lot of knowledge from that side. I have a lot of knowledge from this side. And there's going to be some good hit or miss. And we have stories to share too. So let me know what y'all think about that. You'll be on LFC at that. I know we're bumping into LFC and it is what it is. It's the one night that David has, right? We're doing a webinar on Monday nights together now with the Nexus people. So scheduling things we're going to be in a place where we can't avoid conflict, unfortunately. So anyway, thank you all for all that. Now let's jump into the DI stuff. I have no qualms about what we said last night. Okay, this is G and Jeff and Gargoyle's show, right? The once a month they break down a throw, and I love it. By the way, I think it's fantastic, and I've said this before, and I'm going to repeat it and make sure that y'all hear this. Some people give Gargoyle a bunch of grief. I've seen it in the chat on last night. I've seen it in the comments after the shows and other back channels. Because he's not the greatest at throwing some of these shots, right? Oh, why are you showing a throw you can't do or whatever, right? Here's the thing. The service that Gargoyle is providing is not look at how great I am, do like I do, like some people do. That's not his shtick on the show, right? The purpose of that show, and I think he says it pretty clearly, but I'm going to repeat it, is this. Howard Rock and Roller had 1 million throws. We all know and love Howard, right? But Howard did a very poor job of sharing them, right? If you got to play with him at a casino, you could see them. He would talk to you freely about it. If you went to his house, he would work with you and show you the one that he thought worked best for you. But he had 15 throws, and there's more besides what Howard threw. There's others, right? Gargoyle trained under Howard. He did his clinics, right? He went with Bo. He's worked with a lot of people, and he has seen all of those throws. Doesn't throw them all himself, but his mission here was not to let the throws die with the guy, right? I think that's important. He wanted to take the time with Jeff to set up his table and show the mechanics of the throw and give the reasons of why it works, how it works, all that kind of stuff, and give you like, okay, if you want to try that one, here's how Howard did it. Here's how so-and-so taught it. Here's the throw, just so that the information's out there. It's not about follow me, I'm awesome. It's about I saw this, I'm going to show you what I saw. I saw that, I'm going to show you what I saw. If you like this, here's how so-and-so taught me how to, or showed me how to do it. It's really about making sure that the information, like I said, doesn't die with the guy. That's why he does it, and I appreciate that. I'll never throw some of those tosses, right? They're uncomfortable, whatever. The drop shot I thought was cool. I'll give it a try from the end of my table one of these days. I thought it was kind of a cool throw. I'm always looking for ways to throw that don't hurt because of my stupid shoulders, right? I'm looking for ways that are comfortable and ways that I can actually pull off as far as the mechanics go. So that's, to me, it's good to have it out there. I liken it to like John Patrick, right? John Patrick had all those when I was a kid, 18 years old. We used to watch John Patrick on VHS, and I also lived in Jersey at the time, so I could watch him on closed circuit TV, like channel 99 on the cable box. We could watch him on, right, when I was a kid, or 97, whatever it was. Those videos are gone now, right? There's small clips of him on YouTube here and there. They're just nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? So, like Ken from Ken Knows Gambling, me, Garrison, we all talk about the things that John Patrick taught. We put our own spin on it, of course. You look at my opening slide, all the goals and stuff. That's John Patrick. That's John Patrick coming through me my way, right? At some point, either those videos ought to be re-released. I think Garrison has them all on thumb drive. Or somebody's going to have to redo a series of videos, John Patrick style, teaching the John Patrick methods and with modern technology, right? John's 90-something years old. I don't want his wisdom and his teachings to die with the guy. The books are out of print. They're hard to find. You cannot find the videos anywhere. I would like to see somebody, collaboration, whatever, either re-release the videos or refilm them ourselves with basically what he said with modern stuff, right? Don't let the information die with the guy. I appreciate that G's doing that. I really do. And I want to do that for John somehow. If I can orchestrate it, if not do it myself, I would love to see that happen for John and for Grafstein, right? And for other guys that have come and gone, that only have left us books that are out of print, that you have to search for that stuff for, right? Again, you may not love what they teach. You may not love what Howard taught, but it was somebody's life's work that now somebody else is trying to make sure we don't lose it. Like, I think that's a beautiful thing. So I thank Gargoyle for doing that. And that's part of the reasons why we as content providers have this platform. We should use it for that kind of thing. I think it's great that he does. Now, the drop shot itself looks pretty hard to me. Like, I don't understand, my brain can't compute yet, how something that's going to go as high as the stick man's eyes can land and die. It seems like it's going to have so much force coming down, but I guess it's about how close it is to the back wall. Haven't tried it yet. Won't try it today, of course, but I'm going to put some meat behind that because I can get behind the table and from straight out throw without pain. So I'm going to give it a shot and just see what it's like. I like the flea flicker toss too. Again, I picked up that toss because when I watched Cage do it, he was talking about his pinky and all that kind of stuff. When I first tried it, I was like, oh, thank God there's a toss I can do where my shoulder doesn't have to rotate. And that's what causes me the ouch, right? Beautiful. I learned it because of that, and it's great. You find what you find. How would you have ever known about it if somebody wasn't doing it and really talking about it? So I think Gargoyle talking about those shots with the detail that he does gives you something you can try. And that's it. Again, I think it's good to have the information out there. Love it or hate it, it's out there and it's free, which I think is even better. So, yeah, John's, he did, tell Marco, he did the ones that I watched, the VHS tapes that I watched were done in Harrah's in Atlantic City. Most of the ones I saw, the two craps videos and the roulette videos were done at Harrah's. I think later he did a second like advanced roulette, I think was done at the Strat. But yeah, I've got them on, I don't have them now. I had them on VHS. I wish, you know what, talk about regret. You know what I mean? Like when you move from house to house, you dump a bunch of old crap and you move on. Throwing those VHS tapes away is a huge regret of mine. I would have loved to have had that. You know, oh my God, look at this, JR. The Usenet group. Remember the old Usenet? Wow, that's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's move on here. I'm gonna show you the new duck and cover. The new duck and cover. It's this. I think I can get this to maybe show the table and the thing. Let's see, that work? Yeah. Here's the new duck and cover. I'm going to run over behind the table and show you the modification that David made and what I'm going to do today. So, give me a second to walk back here. And I got to take those. I got to take my big winning from today out of here. I'm going to put all this stuff over here, including that one awesome white chip. I'm going to put a $1 C&E tomorrow, right? Let's move that over here. That's for tomorrow's Yolo. Now, the duck and cover, as I have shown you before, looks like this. And I think on a real craps table, you can only play it at 110, at a $10 table, because the ratios make sense. I'll show you how the ratios work. On a bubble craps, you can do $5 and then regress to $1 bets, okay? But here's how I have been doing it, right? One number pays 35 bucks, and you would pull, let's say it's the 5. You pull the 5 down, make it look like 10. You duck out of the way, and you cover the number. Then, and you got 50 bucks back in the rack. The next one, let's say it's the 9 that hits, right? Pays 35. You duck out of the way and cover the number, and you basically have your money back. That's duck and cover, right? You have 2 bets that are big that can stay, or you can regress them both back to $12 each. If you do that, make this look like $12 each, you get a penny change for that, and you would have $26 in profit. That's duck and cover, right? It's a great system, but you got to have, by the way, $1,100 to play it. If you're going to do it 10 times, you're going to have $1,100. Now, here's what David did to it. And again, that basically comes from Uncle Mel. I'll show you what Uncle Mel did. I think it's fair to show that. Uncle Mel did a little more aggressively. He would be here. Take 35, take both the sisters down. He'd take them both down like that and go like here. And he'd have 65 in the rack on the first one. And then on the second, the 6 and 8 would hit. Both of those come down. And he's back to $12 and he's got his money back. Here's his 110 and 25 in profit. That's how Uncle Mel did it. David took the cover of duck and cover very seriously. And what he's having us do is this. It's still 110, right? It's still 2 hits to glory, but here's the deal. On the first hit, 35 bucks. It doesn't matter what number rolls first. Any one of the 4 numbers rolls first. What you're going to do is pull both the 5 and 9 down and ask your dealer for $40 outside. So the 50, you get 10 change, and it's going to be 10, 20, 30, $40 outside, okay? So you ducked off the number and you covered everything. First hit, inside hit, cover the board. Now you're good, right? You've got now 45 in the rack. I was getting 50 in the rack and still having 2 numbers. David's getting 40 in the rack and covering a couple of extras. That's the first change, right? Now, on the second hit, let's say the worst case, let's say it's the 5 hits, right? You get $14 and that kind of sucks, right? Your choices are multiple. Same bet it, power press, start the power press. On the numbers that came down, start your press and collect move, right? Or this might be the time to say, you know what? Just give me the 6 and 8 really quick. Let me just take that first hit and come down. And if that's the case, I'm out for 95. I'm not quite out of the hand. I was in 110, I'm out 95. It's the least desirable situation if that were to happen. Now, let's put these back. The other thing you can do, of course, is leave them out. Leave those out there and let them hit. If they hit, then certainly you're going to come down, right? $35, right, ends up looking like $12 each, dollar change, right? When they go down to 12, so 2 hits, you're out. In 2 hits of anything, you're out, no matter what it is. You're either out and into the hand for $15, or you're completely out of the hand, right? There's your 110 with $6 profit, and you're covered, right? So David took the cover part, duck out of the way, and cover the whole box. That's the improvement. So it's 110, 2 rolls. You need 1 inside number to get started. Any box number after that, you're going to be across and playing. You might be ahead by $6. You might be down by $15, right? If you're down by 15, you got a same bet a number to make sure that you're even. That's the whole secret. That's the whole strategy, guys. It's very, very simple. But I love the improvement. I love what David did to make that better. And that's duck and cover. That's the new duck and cover. Duck out of the way, cover all the numbers, and rock this thing out. So if you don't mind, what I'm going to do now is switch over to the screen. We're going to give me a second here to do this. We're going to go here real quick, back to this. We're going to go quickly and talk daily. I'm going to lean in here. Talk daily paycheck with you really quick. I have not been logging anything profit and loss wise for about a week because we've been experimenting. We've been doing this. I've been showing weird variations of the horseman. I've been doing roulette, and we haven't really done anything for real as trying to make a paycheck. Today, let's try. Let's call it out today. We'll try and make the paycheck. I'm going to run duck and cover at the black chip level, so 640 across down to 25. So that's going to be the idea. Okay. So here we go. It's duck and squeeze, duck and something, right? I love the variation. I love getting all the numbers. I hate missing the 4 and 10. I love the fact that these drawdown type of strategies take a hit and reduce your risk. When you get $45 in the rack, right, on the next roll 7, you're losing $60 instead of $110. Like the debt reduction is kind of nice. So let's go. Let's go here. I'll take this out of the way. I'll get Crapsy set up here in just a second, and let's play together. Okay, give me a second to get my computer turned on and get the interwebs connected here. I think I didn't do the 7 on my roll tracker, so let's get that refreshed. Let's get Crapsy refreshed. That was a 6-1 over there. Crapsy doesn't like me. It thinks that we're not connected. Here we go. Come on. You can do it. Maybe? There we go. All right, live tables. Here we go. I'm going to press the start button. And where is Johnny from ProCraps? Daily Paycheck. Oh, we have George's live and Brian's live all at the same time. There's 3 of us live. There's probably nobody watching this show right now, which is great. All right, here we go. Bring the dice over. I'm going to get them set. Our first set of bets, though, will be this. I'm going to go like this. We'll put $500 out there, or $1,000 out there. We're going to go here. We're going to go 700, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 in black. $50 on the 6 and 8. So 700 across. For $1,000, that means I get 3 blacks as change. Okay, let's duck and cover from this level. We're going to duck down to quarters. We're going to go from blacks to quarters. Instead of going from greens to reds, which is like a 2-to-1, 3-to-1 reduction, we're going to go black all the way to quarter. Okay, green chip level here. Okay, we could go black to $50, but I'm going to go all the way down. And here we go. Dice are out. I'm going to go press the button. Let's have a come out roll. I'm off on the come out. And again, I said we could do this Jacob style. If I did that, that would have a little don't pass action here that would cover that. Not going to do it. We're just going to play it out. It's already a hybrid of Mel and me and David. So here we go. Coming out. Coming out. It does not work on the $15 table. You got to go a little higher, right? You got to make sure that your reduction is at least half, preferably more than half. All right. That's a 6-2-8. There's your 8. It's a 6-2. And a 6-2 in the roll tracker. And hopefully that shows up on screen. It does. I didn't show you the roll, but here we go. There's the puck. We'll put the puck on the 8. All right. Let's get her done. Let's do that. And that. Nobody's playing. It's funny. When everybody else is live, I have 4 people in Crapsy today because Money Shot's doing his thing and George doing his thing. So that's okay. That's okay. Here we go. Ready, set? Dice out. Let's not have PSOs today. Today we can't do PSOs. We're going to get destroyed. Fully right side, we're going to get hammered on the PSO. There's a 6-4, 10. 10 on the end. Good field. Good field. Combat moves to the 10. 6-4, 10 on the end. That's a great outcome. Let's go ahead and pay the bet. Pay the man. That's going to pay 200. And I'm going to put the VIG in the middle. I'll put the VIG in the com for 5. I'll show you the VIGs at the end. We'll pay them at the end. I'm not going to make change in the rack, though, okay? That's going to come down. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I shouldn't be out there. My bad. My bad. I'm playing it wrong. I shouldn't be out there. Duh. Johnny, duh. Let me fix my bets. I should be at 500 inside only. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 inside. No 10. Not on the 10. I was too excited about playing it. I screwed it up. I don't get a win. Nothing happens. I'm 500 inside. I got my rack back right. That was me going too fast. I'm just so excited. Here we go. Let's get inside number. We need inside numbers. Got to get the inside, not the outside. Here we go. All right, 6, 5, 2, 1. Got to get an inside number first before you can spread out. That's a 5 and a 2. There's the 7. No good for me and you. 7 out, 5, 2. All right, get your bets back in again. That's a bummer. $500 to the dogs. I'm going to drop $500 out of my rack to reset the bet. Same bet, $500. Now we got work to do. This is the problem with pure right side play. You get those early PSOs, and you're going to have to crawl out from under a rock to make it work. Here we go, coming out. Coming out. Nice throw. Hard 4. That was beautiful. 4 the hard way. 2-2. Move the puck over there. Puck, she's on. All right, let's do it. Let's make a paycheck. Let's make a freaking paycheck. Come on, Johnny. Can totally do it. Yeah, you're right, Jen. I fixed it. I pulled it off. Here we go. Give me an inside juice, baby. Inside juice. Come on. 6, 4, 10 again. Looks like the last throw. All right, set a point of 4. I got the 10. 6, 4 on the end again. It's a good field. Come, bets go to the 10. Come on. Inside numbers, please. Inside numbers. All right, dice are out. Ah, big old kiss. 5, 3, 8 though. There's the 5, there's the 3. That's good for you and me. 5, 3, 8. Alrighty, so here we go. 5, 3 there, 5, 3 there. Let's go to the bet screen. I'll show you how this plays out. That's going to pay 175. Okay, we're going to pull the 5 and 9 both down. Grab the 5, 9, 4, and 10 for $25 each. I'm going to take a black as greens so I can do that move. And there it is. There's your first bit. That was the duck out of the way of the 8 there and covered up. And I'm bringing back 275 to the rack. Remember, I'm out there for 500. So the first hit brings back a little better than half of my risk coming back. That's the best part of it. Another hit, depending on what happens, will be close to even or will be up, depending. If I get a 6 or 8 here, we'll be up. Here we go. Just got to stay in the box. Just got to stay in the box. All right, 6 and a 5. Here we go. That is an 8. Couldn't have been any better. 6, 2. 6, 2, 8. This will be the good scenario. We saw the nightmare. Now we'll see a good scenario. Maybe next time we'll see the not so awesome version of it. But here we go. That 8's going to come down. It's going to pay 175. 175. I'll take this one here as reds. So 175 that way. The 6 and 8 both come down. And they go out there at 30 bucks each. Okay, in my rack, there's the change of nickels. I'm going to take those greens as a black chip, which brings $400 back to my rack. Remember, I'm out there for 5, right? So for this shooter so far, there's my 500 bucks as a purple, and I'm up 175, 190. On that move, right? I'm up 190, I'm playing 160, okay? I could pull the 160, right, and call myself up 250. I got back half, technically speaking, of the previous shooter's loss, okay? But let's play it out. There's my front of my rack. I got to get this 500 bucks back plus my profit. Here we go. Now on a good shooter, we're going to be okay. Okay, I'm going to make my target, by the way. My first target's going to be to get to where I can get 50 bucks. We're going to get the 9 and 5 to 35, these to 42. I want 50 bucks per hit. Once I start getting those hits, I'll take that number up to get a black chip. It's going to go from green or 50 to black to whatever, if we can stay on it. That's it, nice and simple from here on through. Let's go. Got to stay on it though, right? We got to stay on the roll. Another 6-2. Look at this. 6-2-8 again. All 3 of those 6-2s? No, I had a 5-3 to start it off. Okay. Can you see my bet? You can see my bets fine from here. I'm going to take that 8 like this. We're going to get paid 35, 25, 35. Okay. I'm going to drop a nickel out of my rack and say make it look like 42. So we're going to get back this. There's 5 for the nickel. Okay. They'll take that and take it to 42 bucks. That'll pay 50 for 1 next time. And I'm bringing back a quarter and some whites. I'll take these quarters and color them up as we go so you can see the blacks. You can see my rack has 2 blacks in it. Remember, I'm down 500 from the earlier shooter, right? So I got 2 blacks back out of that, and I've got some change here to make the bets bigger. So, all right. Let's go. Let's go. Any bet that pays 50 bucks, by the way, the next time it's going to go up, so the next time pays 100. That's the plan. Collect once at 50 and then bump it till it pays 100. Dice out. That is a 4, 2, 6. 4 and a 2. That's a 6. Cool. All right. Again, that's going to pay 35. Right. Again, know your press. I'm going to drop 2. Say make it look like 42. There it goes. 6 goes to $42. Quarter back to me. 2 of them now will pay 50 for 1, which I will collect. That's my normal like pressing pattern. Is I like to get the $50 off of a number, and then I'll let it kind of fly after that. So, all right, there's that, and there's that. All right, let's do it. Crapsy is ready to go. Oh, big bounce, midnight. Not a good throw. 6, 6, not a good throw. All right. Okay. Here we go. It's a little bit better. 4, 2, 6. A little bit better. Still too much crash. Too much crash, not enough skip. But it's a 6, and I like the 6 because it pays. So that'll pay 50 for 1. There's the 1. There's the 50. And that'll just be a nice little collect. Right now my 6, the next time it hits, we're gonna make it look like 90 so that it makes $100, okay? Full press next time. Here we go, dice are out. Better looking throw. It is a 5. There's something different. A 4 and a 1. Love it. 5 the fever. 1 and a 4. That's a 1 and a 4. Cool. All right, that'll pay 35. Let's do this here. That'll pay 35. And again, I'll make it look like 35 so it pays 50 for 1 next time and take back a quarter. I'm a little bit conservative early, right? Take back a quarter, next time take back 50, and then it's kind of house call time, right? But now I've got 4 more greens in the rack, which I'll make a black chip out of. So we're working our way towards getting our rack back to being even. We're getting there. It's gonna take a minute, right? When you're behind, you know, it is what it is, right? Need the roll to kind of come to us here a little bit. All right, dice are out, let's go. Oof, not a good throw. There's the 7. They kissed and they tumbled goofily, and there's a 4, 3. So we lose what's up there, but we did get back part of our losses from the first shooter. We got back a little more than half that loss. So that's good. Let me go to the bet screen, and I'll take all this money down. And again, we got a couple of hits. We pulled back like 75 or whatever dollars off of this thing. So again, not the best, but not the worst outcome. Here we go. Let's do it one more time. At least one more time. And I'm gonna go again, 500 across. 500 inside rather. It looks like 156 and 8. And 105 and 9. That's the 500. And again, we're chasing still a couple $100 from before to get back to even again. So here's the puck being off. If we can pull the move off like we did last time, we'll get to that point. So here we go. Dice are out. Coming out roll. What do they say? Come out, roll. Craps, yos, C&Es. Hard ways work unless you call them off. Coming out. Here we go. That's a 1, 2, 3 ace deuce. Ace deuce. Take the line. Pay the don't. 2, 1, 3. Alrighty. Nice out. Let's get that point. Another, look at that. Aces this time. We're going to work that small. We're going to work that small really hard here. That's good. That's good. That'll make a Vegas day tripper happy for sure. The ATS hammer right there, that guy is. Here we go. Let's just set a point of 4. Just set a point of 4 and work our way down this board. What do you think? Coming out. That is an 8, 6, and a deuce. 2, 6, 8. Okay, we got a point. Let's not have a PSO, right? Let's not have our PSO. Here we go. Crunch time, right? This is the crunch time. First couple of rolls here are always a bitch in any strategy. And I think a strategy, the more we define these things, right? Strategies to me are nothing more than your opening move, right? How you play from there is your thing. So, yeah, the 5 and 9 doesn't pay rent. I got 1, 5. 1, 5. Not both of them, but let's go. Seems like the 8 is the number for me today, right? Let's go. Come on, find a number there, Johnny. Find a number. Ugh. 6, 3, 9. Did not like that landing at all. 6, 3. 6 and a 3. Okay, let's go here and pay it out. And that'll pay 140. We'll do 150 for 10. And I'm actually going to pay it in greens. So hold on a second. There's 150 for 10. So we'll grab the 5 and 9 down, and we'll pick up the 4, 5, 9, and 10. And I'll bring back 250 to the rack. That's first required hit is right there. At least one more box number to get us close to even or out. I think at this level here, even if it's a 5, 4, 5, 9, or 10, we'll still be out of the hand. I think we're still going to get ourselves out. Let's go. I'd like to get a 6 or an 8 to kind of really be out of the hand, but yeah, let's go. Dice out. That's a 4 hard. All right. 4 hard. Deuces. 2, 2, 4. All right, so we'll be conservative like we're supposed to. We're going to bring that down. So the 4 pays $50. Okay. I will owe $1. I'll put the VIGs in the come again. I owe $1 VIG for that. There's the VIG. 4 pays 50. Now I have to pull the 6 and 8 down, right? We're going to get out of this freaking hand quickly as possible. I'll take nickels for that quarter. And we're out of the hand. Now remember, on the first hit, we took back 250, right? On this second hit, we're bringing back 250 plus 40 in profit. So we're actually up for the shooter, $40, plus we have 160 out there. Okay, so we're doing okay. There's the profit. I'm gonna go ahead and fix my rack really quick. There's $500. That goes back over here, okay? We are 3 blacks in the rack, plus 40, plus 160. So the 160 plus the 40 is 200, plus the 300 is we're even right now. We're back to square one if I pull the bets down. Of course, we're going to play it out, right? But we fought back. We got back our first loss. The initial beating we took is now fully recovered if we decide to stop playing. takes a hot minute to get there, but we got there. Here we go. Let's get the dice out. Let's work the box. Let's go. Work the box, Johnny. That is a 5, a 4, and a 1. 4 and a 1. 4, 1, 5. You all know the move right now. 4, 1. That's going to be 35. We're going to make it look like 35 and take back the quarter. Again, conservative early, aggressive late. Make sure you're collecting the ABC rule right. I know sometimes I play highly aggressive on the shows. This is what I actually do, right? I'll take a quarter to 35, get 50. That 5 pays itself. If it hits twice, I get $75 out of it, right? Versus a full press then collect. I like to bring it back petering at a time. It costs me a quarter to do that, right? Because if I went from 25 to 50 and then collected the $75, I'd have 100 in my rack instead of 75 in my rack. But I want that quarter early. So that's the reason why I do that move for me is that. Just a little bit of safety, right? A little bit of ABC. Here we go. Dice are out. That looks like a yo. That's a good field, good come. 6-5 yo. Take those DC bets though. 6-5 yo in the books. All right, that does nothing for me. All it does is make the ATS folks start to hyperventilate a little bit. That's all that it really does. How's the ATS looking? We need what? A 6, a 10, and a 12, huh? I can do a 6 and a 10. I'm not sure I can get me a 12, but we can get the other ones. Here we go. Dice out. Dice out. That is an 8 hard, 4-4 square pair. 4-4 the square pair. We'll take it and we'll like it. That'll pay 35. I'm going to pay it like so. 25, 35. I'm going to pay it with whites. $35. Okay. We'll drop a nickel and say take it to 42. Okay. So they will do this. Goes to 42. We'll get back a quarter as part of our change. So the 5 and the 8 both now have hit once. Got a quarter out of it. We're going to take our 50 for 1, and then we're going to take it to the house. Okay? That's my pattern. Here we go. Dice out. Dice out. That is a 1 and a 5. That looks like a 6 to me. 5 and a 1. That's a 6. 1, 5. And 1, 5. Okay, cool. That'll pay the same thing, 35. I pay it regular this time, $35. I have whites. So again, drop the 2 and ask your dealer, take it to 42, please. Right? The 2 cap the reds. It becomes 42, and you get that nice clean quarter back. I'm going to, again, take that quarter, the 4 quarters, and make them a black so you can see that we have the black back in the rack here, okay? Fighting hard to get back to even. We're fighting so hard, right, to get our money back. Here we go. Here we go. There's a 6-5. There's a 2-1. I'm working on the dealer lingo. I am working on it. Bradford Loudermilk. Boy, is that your actual name, by the way? The reason why I ask is, have you seen, oh, that's right, it's come out. Have you seen, oh, the 6 was a come out. Okay, I don't get paid in the 6. I owe the world money. I owe the world $35. I'll take care of it later on. Let's make sure we remind ourselves of that. Loudermilk, by the way, the show Loudermilk on Netflix is amazeballs. That show is so funny. All right, here we go. Thanks for the reminder. I'll fix the 6 in a minute. Let's go here. That's going to be a 6, 516. So what I'll do is just not pay myself. That's actually perfect, 516. That's the point being hit again, I guess, right? So I just won't pay it. It actually ends up being the exact, I would have done the exact same thing. So we're just even. No money will change hands. Puck will be off. And that's that. So thank God I throw a 6 and made it right. Here we go. Coming out again. This is a come out roll. Let's make sure that Crapsy's ready. Here we go. Ooh. Crisscross applesauce. 6-2. 2 and a 6. And a 2 and a 6. Okay. Now we have a point of 8. 6 and 8 are both pressed up along with the 5. I have 3 numbers here. That'll give me 50 for 1. Let's get them though, huh? It's nice to have, but they got to pay, man. They got to pay. All right, here we go. Ooh, look at that split. That's another one though. My mechanics are getting worse and worse as we go here. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. That's awesome. That will pay 50 for 1. There's the 1 from my rack. There's the $50 from the bank. That's a collect. And the next 6 goes up. We'll take it to $90 and we'll get a black chip out of it. That's the plan. Okay. That's a small. Did I hit the small? We did hit the small. Nobody's celebrating? We got, oh, there it is. Yeah, Randy, we got the small. How about that? We got the small. We're still looking for a 10 and a 12 though up top, right? A 10 and a 12. I haven't seen a 10 in an hour. So I'm not sure that 10's ever coming. Sometimes that 12 sneaks itself in there though. So here we go. Here we go. Started out with a 1, or the aces and the ace deuce, and nothing happened since, right? All right, let's do it. This is a 4. There's a 3 and there's the 1. That's a 4 all day. 3, 1, 4. Okay, so again, 50 for 1. I'm going to drop a nickel here. Let's get to that screen. I'll drop a nickel out of my rack. Actually, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to, yeah, I will. 50 for 1. It's fine. There's the $4. $4 change for that. That's the VIG payment there, and there's the 50. And again, collect the first one, and then we'll start moving it up. So I have some whites to play with now. I can actually take a white and pay the VIG from before that I owed, now that I have whites. So we're clean. And these greens become a black, and those 4 blacks become a purple. And guess what, folks? The rack is even. We're back to our starting bankroll in the rack. We worked all that way. We got it. I have $8 that I can go to the cage with, plus I got whatever's out here. Like 200, almost 204s out here, right? So goal is 600 today. So we're not there yet, but we got our money out here all paid for, all bought and paid for. Whew. That took a hot minute, right? You lose $500, right? But guess what? We won 700 so far. Right, I could walk with the 8. I could walk. The goal today is 600, right? But we could totally walk, right? We, technically speaking, when I look at these things like this, right? We went down 500 on roll 1, yeah. We crawled back to getting our 500 back plus about $200 out there, which means that we just made $700 in 2 shooters. That shows the stoutness of the strategy when it works out, right? On just a couple of decent little rolling, like 9, 10 rollers, we did okay, right? It did its job, but we didn't hit our goal. And again, we're doing a TV show, so we're gonna play to goal if we can get there. But I'm pretty proud of that it got there, right? Those 2 rolls make you feel like you're pretty safe. If you get out of it in 2 rolls, you feel good. You just don't like having to start from so far down, right? That's the bummer part. Here we go, dice are out. All that talk, it's gonna be a you know what, right? No, we got a 6, 5 and a 1, perfect. 5, 1, 6, awesome. 5, 1, 6. Let's go pay it. That'll pay 50 for 1. There's the 50. Looks like 90. So we're going to take back the 2 whites, and it goes to $90. Nice easy press for your dealers. The $2 back to the rack, or I can go hard way. But yeah, now we have our 6 ready to give us a black. And I will collect the black, right? That's kind of how I do that. Rack the black when I can. All right, here we go. Dice out. Oh, not a great bounce. 6-1-7. There's the out. 7 out. 6-1. 6-1 and you're done. Don't take the line. 6-1. Okay, that's that. I'm proud of that, actually. Like I said, we could have walked with some profit, but we earned our stripes. We got all that money back, right? We earned back our base, which is awesome. Let's pull all this money down. I gotta reach out and do it. So, all right, want to do one more shooter? One more, maybe 2. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see how we do here. Let's go again. We'll take a new 500. Now we're clean. We're clean. Give it one more shot here, right? Let's see if we can get some actual profit in the rack. Puck is off. And let's hammer it. Come on. Here we go. Coming out. Coming out roll. Oof, not pretty. 10, 6-4 on the end. It's a 10. Funny how we needed the 10 for the small or the tall last time, and the first throw this time is, you know what? 6-4. You should have always hop that, right? It's just one of those superstition things, but God, doesn't that work all the time? All right, there we go. 10 on the end. That's the point. Let me get the dice set over here, and I'll get Crapsy turned on, and let's do it. It goes like that. Okay, here we go. Looking for the inside juice. Inside juice, baby. Can we do it? Can we get some inside juice? I don't know. Let's see. That's a 4 on the end, a 1 and a 3. That's a 4. Doesn't do anything for me. 3, 1, 4. Actually, it's 1, 3. Sorry, 1, 3, 4. We've got both ends. That was a flutter shot, if there ever was one. All right. Let's do it. Inside juice. Inside juice. There's a 1. There's a 9. 5, 4. 4, 5. 4, 5. Okay. Awesome. Let's do it. Let's get paid on the 9. Let's get paid on the 9. That's going to pay 150 or 140. I don't have enough to do what do you call it? 125. I'll pay it in greens because you know what we're going to do. We're going to pay it in green. There's 140. Okay, we'll take the 5 and 9 down. We'll get the 5, 9, 4, and 10, and bring back 240. Almost to 250, right? So there's that. We got $200 back, and we're playing. 10 is still the point. And here we go. All right, up in the box we go. Let's get that box number. Box number, baby. Can't see it. 4, 4. That's perfect. That's the 8. 4, 4, 8. All right, let's pay that. That's perfect. That'll pay 175. So I can actually do 175 like so. I'm going to drop 2 nickels out of my rack right here. Had the 6 and 8 look like 30. So we're going to bring all this down. 6 nickel to 30 each, and I'm out. Not only am I out, I have profit. Right, because here's the $500 that I started that hand with, right? That comes right on back. as a purple chip. My bankroll is back where it started. I've got 125 in green. So we're actually playing at 160 across with 1 1/4 in profit. Okay. And frankly, right now I'm already locked into 150 plus whatever's over here in profit. We're locked. We made profit today. So no matter what happens out there, that's going to the cage. We're going to lock this up. I'm going to try and build it, of course, but we're going to lock that up. We're not going to get to 600 today unless I throw a monster. But we're going to show a profit. After being down $500, we worked it through. So 3 times out of 4, the 2 hits paid, right? Which is about what you'd expect, right? 3 times out of 4, you got half the numbers in there. 3 times out of 4, the move worked. 1 time we got aced. Unfortunately, it was the first freaking time, right? Let's go. Yeah, if I pulled the bets down, I'm up $200, right? I'm up $250. There's a 4 hard, 3-3 or 2-2, 2-2-4. Sorry you couldn't see it. I didn't change the screen, but trust me, it was a 4, the hard way, and that'll pay 50 for 1. We'll collect that. 50. There's the 1 out of my rack. There's 50 from the bank. I'm going to collect it. Those 4 greens in the rack right there. You see them? That's a black. I'm going to keep color as we go. There's $200 in locked profit. Beauteous. All right, let's go to the other screen so you can see the shot. Let's go. Ah, they kissed. Did we survive the kiss? We did not survive the kiss. That's twice today. The kiss of death results in a 5-2. 5-2-7. Ouch, that's not great. We did get 4 hits though. But that last throw was on me. So we will lose the 160. Let's go back over here. We'll lose the 160 that's out there, which is a bummer, right? But you're playing this way not to pack up and go home. You're playing this way to get a roll, right? We had a chance to get a roll. We got a hit out of it. We'll take $208 in profit and be happy with that. Not ecstatic about it. However, we lost 500 to start. We got it back plus locked up 208, which is pretty good. Pretty good. 3 shooters, 1 average shooter, 2 okay shooters. I'm going to come back over here to the main screen here, and we'll talk about it for just a second, and then we'll jump on out. Let's go here. Let's go to this view, and give me a chance to get sat here. All right. So there we go. I like the strategy a lot. Like, as you can see, when you're doing it that level, and again, black level is one thing, right? Not everybody can play at black level, but that same ratio, going from 4 units down to 1 unit, okay, so 4 greens on each number to 1 green on that drawdown, at Bubble Craps, that's $4 inside, so it's $16. Going down to $1 on the outsides, right? So $16, right? The $4 pays $6, whatever it does, covers the outside bets, right? That's the equivalent of that on Bubble Craps is $16 inside, going down to $4 outside. 100% doable strategy at that level. At the green chip level, it's greens across, or greens inside to reds across. At blacks, it's blacks across, or blacks inside to reds across, or to greens across, right? The ratios work. It's a simple 2-hit play. It reduces your risk as you go. I love drawing down because it reduces the risk as we go. That's the best part about it. I like the covering all the numbers early. As you can see, we got whacked, and you're going to get whacked. You're going to get the PSO. It's going to take all your money sometimes. But it crawled back right away. Like, matter of fact, there, when the move worked, 2 hits, we were playing across, plus we had $150 in profit. Right? So you're going to be playing plus you locked up. You get your money back plus profit plus you're still playing. That's the best part about the whole thing. So good job, David, on making that strategy even better. Let's go back here and remind the upgrades, right? So hit number 1, you duck the sisters and cover the outside. You're going to duck the 5 and 9, cover the outside. $45 in your rack. Playing at the green level, $45 in your rack. Hit number 2, 6 and 8 go down to table minimum. You're either out of the hand with 6 in profit, or you're playing out there with $15 at risk, your next bet becomes the same bet. Okay? From that point on, play it as you want to. Same bet every single time, half press like I was doing, full press and collect like David would do. Whatever you want to do from after you're even, that's on you, right? The move itself gets you out of the hand and across in 2 rolls, and on 1 roll, you're kind of reducing your risk, which is what my favorite part of the whole thing is. I think it's a cool strategy. So there's that. Let's go to Q&As, and we'll see if anybody has things to talk about. Let's see. Skill luck. No, you know what? I planned to, but actually, with I forgot that G and Jeff were going live last night, so I wanted to make sure I talk about what they did on that show and the importance of that. We can come back to that tomorrow for sure about hiding the 7. I think, and skill, by the way, just to let y'all know what he's talking about. We had a discussion over chat yesterday about a video I did a long time ago. Probably, what was that video? 2 years ago, Skill? Something like that? It's a 2-year-old video that I was talking about hiding the 7s with dice setting and or off the wall action. And I think in the video I misspoke. And so he called me out on the misspeak in the video. So we'll talk about tomorrow what I meant by hiding the 7 with a dice set. You can't hide the 7, but you can reduce the 7s. And that's what we'll talk through some of that. So Jen says, I like it. I would pull down bets that aren't paying after a few rolls in phase. Sure. And again, I think in phase 3, like this is where like we can all diverge there, and I think it's cool. Like the move itself gets you out. The move itself gets you across, and that's the strategy. The duck and cover strategy gets you across in 2 hits. Squeeze play gets you across in 2 hits, but you're never reducing risk. GM spin gets you across in 2 hits, but you need a double tap to make it work, right? All these moves get you across in a couple 2-3 hits. Now, what you do from that point on is up to you. Skill will half press. Jen is going to watch, and if something's not paying the rent, she's bringing it back. I will just get everything to 50 and take the 50. I'll get it to 100 and take the 100, and then I'll go to the house. I'll be slower getting to table max than everybody else. Maybe even a little slower than Skill is, the way I play it. That's my preferred way to collect all the time. Do what you want to. Like the whole point of craps, right, is like you all know enough now. We've taught you so much on all the different channels, all the ways you can press and collect. Do what you want to way that your risk allows you to do it, right? And your bankroll allows you to do it. You marry those things up after you're even. God be with you. Do what you want to do, man. I don't really care. That's the way that I play it. So there it is, right? I think that's really good. I think that's a good comment, and it's good. Yes, Jerry, 6 o'clock tonight is the plan. David has, I think he's got, God, I think he said he had 5 or 6 Dice with Davids today. People go in there and buy an hour with him. So he's going to be doing that all day and then coming into our show. I expect he'll be a little tired, but then he's got a keynote date to go. All right, let's check for any other questions that came in. Any other questions? We have, let's see, the duck and squeeze. That's pretty funny. You do the inside drawdown and squeeze. So you inside drawdown and then go out. Is that what you're saying, email? I think that's pretty good. James says, am I improving my tossing? I'm averaging 4 box numbers. Yeah, if you want to see the stats, I'll show you the stats, including today, actually. We can go. Let me open up the browser here. Let me open the browser up. Give me a second here. It's going to take a minute. Why so slow? Let's see. Sessions log. Hold on. DI practice. I gotta find it first. Roll account. Okay. Let's go here. Can you all see this? So here's the actual stats. I'm going to zoom that in a little bit. This is including today. This is actually the last shooter I just had there. Shooter number 91 was one I just did, the 4 box numbers and out. In aggregate, we've done 850 rolls, which is more. I got to get this in Bone Tracker, but the SRR is 7.5. The BSR, which is the box numbers to 7, that's the number of box numbers I average when the puck is on, right? So this throw here is perfect. It's 4 numbers while the puck is on. Puck gets turned on, 4 box hits. That is what this number here shows me. I should get that on average every time. That's the idea. My average roll length, 7 out ratio, is from when I touch the dice the first time to when I 7 out of the shooter, it's 9.5. Okay, so I'm the average SOR, the average person is 8.5. That's what Wizard of Oz says, right? 8.5 is average. I'm 9.3. So I'm a little bit above average on all the stuff. That's cool. The thing we look at though is this down here, right? The payable hits per shooter in the box, right? 20%, 21%, I get no hits. That's about a fifth of my rolls are PSOs effectively, right? Which I want to improve that. I want that below 20, right? Another 10% of my rolls, I only get one. So if you think about duck and cover, where I get the first hit but not the second hit, okay? In 90 shooters, 9 times I didn't get the second hit. In 90 shooters, 20 times I didn't get the first hit. So in 90 shooters, about a third, roughly, what is that, 31% of the time, I don't get the duck and cover to work. But the rest of the time, it works. So every other time, it works. And once you get past roll 3, 4, 5, these are all profits. Because remember, I'm going up a little, I'm pulling back a green. So I'm profiting every single roll from roll 3, 4 ahead, right? And getting into the greens here, these are the big fatties, right? All these nice, awesome rolls. These are where you're making your real money, right? So yeah, I'm pretty happy. I like the average. I like getting this. This used to be for me, by the way, in other practice sessions, this number here was at 36 and this one was at 15. There was times where I was at 40% not getting 2 hits. Now I'm down at about 30%. So yeah, am I improving? Potentially. I don't know if you can call it an improvement or not. I'm going to get that out of there. Let's go back over here again. The cocky person might say, I'm getting better, bet on me, right? I still feel like I'm still hunting this thing down, right? Days like today where like we're getting good numbers, but my throws look like ass, I'm just random, right? So there it is. Skill, I've only got 2 or 3 unicorns coming. We got, of course, your Moonbow and a couple others, but not a whole lot. James actually gave me a nice idea for a unicorn too. James Newberry did. And I'll explain it to you later on. It's not a unicorn in terms of the rules of the unicorn, but it's a way he plays, which makes a lot of sense. It's a ladder system on the 6 and 8, but it's a 1-unit ladder. It's interesting. So I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you maybe one day this week. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Let's look at PCs. PC. Let's see. Just double checking for other chats. Let's see. If I had not drawn down the first 2 hits, I would have gone out 320 with the 500 in the rail. What are you saying there? If I had not drawn down during the first 2 hits, I could have gone out. Yeah, you're right. You're right. On the second shooter, not the first shooter you're talking about, right? Let's see. I think that's all we got. Okay, I think that's it. That's everything, I think, in chat. Any final thoughts? We're going to run out. 8:30, good timing. So y'all have a good day. Good hump day, happy hump day. I'll see you tomorrow for Thursday Throwdown. Thursday Throwdown, don't know what I'm going to do yet. Maybe tomorrow's a good day to bring out Newberry's 6 and 8 thing. That might be a kind of a good one for it. Well, we can throw down that versus, I don't know yet. Maybe we'll do that versus the 4 and 10. We'll do the 6 and 8 ladder versus the 4 and 10 ladder. That'll be fun. That's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll do 2 shooters, 6 and 8 ladder, 4, 10 ladder, and see what happens. What do you think? Sounds like fun. I'll see you then. Have a good rest of your day. Talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you tonight. I'll talk to you tonight or tomorrow. Bye.